Yep, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So sorry for the brief break in transmission. That was beyond our control completely, and there is absolutely nothing we can do about that. So I think yes, this is we. Think no, this is not us. Um, I'm trying to. We're trying to make sure. Okay, good. This is good. So we can watch this, and we'll use one eye to follow up on this live stream so that we'll know that we don't have any issues going forward. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the page so you won't miss up on the other games. Now,
If anybody is watching, can you please confirm if the sound quality is good and you can hear us clearly?
yep, of course we need a confirmation. Okay, I think we can actually also confirm from here. Um, where is?
Okay, it sounds like people it can be heard, but it's low.
No, I think it is from this guy. Yeah, I think it's from this guy. Um, Let me quickly try on something. I think it's okay. Wait, hold on a second. Let me check. The microphone is high to a larger extent. It's good enough. Yeah. So let me just mute this temporarily. Okay, if you're here, say hello. Hi. Yeah, good. I think we have that. And we can quickly delve into the games you were about to show me a game between um, that's the game between who and who.
Um, FM Kigiha Bomo versus FM Akishaya Abiola.
Okay, I can mute this just to follow the chat from here. And here we go. Let's bring the OBS to the other side. Okay, perfect. So, where did the unknown players come from?
Yeah?
I think from the setting or something. Okay, probably from the setting. So you say you were looking at
No,
Bomo.
check.
Why is this always doing this? Okay, cool. Bomo, where is he?
Those are the unknown
Um,
players.
oh, Bomo is probably the unknown players. Is that what
Sorry,
you're saying?
wait. Let me.
Tersee. Okay, this is it. Bomo. There we go. And we have this. So,
All
so
right,
we can go
so
all the way from the beginning, right?
yeah, we have not checked out these two games between FM Bomo versus Akishe and the game between Femi Balogun and Hohipo Baklomio. Hi, I am Femi Balogun. So we're going to start with FM's game. D4, D5, and it goes for a mainline Queen's Gambit declined with the Catalan. It's well known that Bomo has been playing the Catalan a lot, so I'm sure it would not have been a surprise to Akisha Yaviola, who goes for the very, you know, uncompromising and challenging F5. That's a bit of a shock. Okay, Bishop G2 played Knight F6, Knight F3. So I'm a bit surprised by Bomo playing Knight F3. One of the ideas here is that if you start with this move order, that because of you have not yet committed your knight to the F3 square, it is well known that sometimes for the white player, you play the move Knight H3. It looks a bit strange, but apart from the fact that you get to put your bishop on F4, that's one idea. You also get to put your knight on F4 and then bring it to D3. and then you bring this other knight to d2 and bring it to f3, and then you have complete control over the e5 square, because this knight goes from f4 to d3, and then it controls e5, as you can see from there, and then this knight goes to d2, it goes to f3, and then it controls e5. So the reason why we are aiming for this e5 square is that for knights love outposts. So for those people who might not know what an outpost is, it's just it's a square where a pawn cannot chase you away. So you would see that if a knight gets to this square, there is no pawn that can chase you away. All the pawns have moved forward. This is one of the drawbacks of the Dutch defense. So by playing knight h3, you get these ideas. But interestingly, Bomo he still went for the knight f3 move order. So that's interesting. c6 is played. Bishop f4 is trying to maybe even in some cases exchange the dark square bishops. And he will try to make use of these dark square holes that we are seeing here. So bishop b4 is played, knight c3, knight e4, queen b3, queen a5, rook c1, nothing out of the ordinary here, castles, and then bishop d6. This, for me, is a very big surprise. I would not have expected that black would want to exchange off his dark squared bishops in this kind of position. So the thing is, when your pawns are on light squares, it's usually the case that you want to keep your dark square bishop. So if anything, I would have expected that if the bishop is even going anywhere, to go to e7, just keeping the dark square bishops on the board. But Akisha surprises me with bishop d6, and I'm sure that Bomo would have been really shocked. Okay, Bomo, first of all, he said, all right, I see you, but let me take on d5 first. Then he took on d5, and then played the move knight e5. He's saying, okay, I mean, the bishops, we are going to exchange it anyway, so there's no problem. There's no problem at all. Bishop captures. No, this is just completely shocking. Completely shocking. Okay, queen c7. I'm a bit shocked by this entire sequence of moves. But queen d8, rook d1, f4, bishop e3, h4, king h2, queen f2, bishop f2. I'm trying to get to the current position as fast as possible. There are some things that I'm a bit shocked by. Okay, but in the end, white has managed to establish his bishop. His bishop is now, quite strong. This dark square bishop that we have been talking about is quite strong on the square. Okay, so bishop d6. So probably he's trying to bring his rook here, trying to put pressure on the b7 pawn. I would have also expected maybe a4, a5, so that this pawn does not move forward. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, because if rook here and the pawn goes forward, then in fact this other pawn on c6 will become weak. Okay, it seems like we have the game between FM Abdurrahman and Tersee here, and for a long time, for some reason, the bar was showing equal, but we thought, black always seemed to be slightly better. But yeah, FM Abdurrahman was able to prevail, and we have the madness has arrived himself here, helping us dive deep into this game. We'll start from the very beginning. Before I give the mouse to you, I was saying that Tersee played in the Grand Swiss. He played something similar, where his opponent played bishop b5, knight c3, a5, and he got into a lot of trouble in this structure. So was that one of the things that inspired your choice of opening?
Well, I thought he would play um, two knights and e3.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So let me show what that is saying. So he probably thought he would play knight f3, knight c6, and pawn to e3 here.
Yes, I felt this is what I focused on.
Okay.
So when he didn't play that, I was already just playing. But this is a line I had analyzed in the past. I played this, a long time ago.
Bishop b2.
So,
I mean,
oh, well, there's
you
no,
can just take us through some of the critical points.
Well, I thought I should have gotten more from the opening. I thought that black should be much better here. That was my feeling when I was playing. But he saw the ideas. He saw that I was planning to play b5. So he took a lot of time. Yeah, he understood that this is problematic. But when he played b4, again, here I thought
Sorry,
I have to be winning here. That I just have to find.
Sorry, for the people at home that might be wondering what b5 is. So what he was trying to explain is that if if white is not careful, let's say he just makes a developing move, let's say knight e2. Now you were planning to play
b5.
b5 here.
Yes.
So it looks like this place is attacked twice. But if he takes with the pawn on c3, then you suddenly get the chance to take on b3. And if he takes with the pawn on a4, what are you planning to play?
a4.
a4.
Yes.
Completely destroying the
Yeah. And
black,
I thought that
white
this
inside.
should be good for black.
Yeah, because of if takes, for instance, then there's a lot of pressure on the weak pawns on the queen
Yes,
side.
that was my feeling. But then I was wondering again, like, you never know. It may be that it's looking visually nice, but actually maybe you can just defend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was kind of where I was playing. But I thought b4 was definitely, it looked like a bad move. But now the question is, how do you win? If you force him to play queen b3, then you must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play knight b6. But then the problem is that it would have been good if I didn't see that I could win a pawn. But all of a sudden I was tempted that, if I just win a pawn, it's a free advantage. You just win a pawn. He doesn't have an attack. But the guy is so resourceful. He was able to, because I thought he has nothing. I'm a pawn up. I'll exchange pieces and just win gradually like that. But it turned out to be not so simple. So in hindsight, I don't like my move anymore.
Okay,
In
so you
hindsight,
prefer
knight b6, yes. Let me just be tying him up. Let me force him to either play bishop takes b6 or play bishop f1. Both moves that he's not happy to play. So I think then I can play rook c. If the c file opens up, I can play rook c8.
So let's just quickly show knight b6. So at first, when Chifuyo saw knight b6, so we won't hold it for too long, but when Chifuyo saw knight b6, he was saying that what after bishop times b6, but your idea is that you always have eternal pressure on his queen side, your rook can come to c8.
Yes.
Then, and if he ever pushes the pawn to b4, your knight will just sit forever on c5 square.
Yes.
Yeah, so knight b6 was one of his ideas. So here, you also mentioned.
Yeah, I just think that was the most important thing. I think I should have just,
So the pressure was more important than the pawn.
than the pawn. The pressure was more important than the pawn.
Yeah, okay.
You
So,
know.
but here you quickly played this after playing this, and then knight to b4.
Yeah, strategically, I thought it should be good. Yeah, but somehow,
It wasn't.
wasn't as straightforward as I thought.
Yeah.
Of course, I saw all of this. I saw that, okay, I'm tying his pieces down. His knight is not where it wants to be because he's babysitting the c4 pawn. He needs to play bishop f1. So in my mind, I feel like I'm cruising, but it's not true.
Yeah. After you won the pawn, it turns out that it's not so easy.
Yes, it's not so easy. It's not so easy, and especially because he could suddenly create counterplay on the king side
With f4.
Yes.
Let's go to that.
So
point.
that had me very worried. That had me very, very worried.
Okay, so f6. Probably you didn't spend too much time considering your other thing. You just wanted to keep the position solid and just grind it out. Okay.
Yes.
So here, we were also very interested that we said, okay, maybe your idea is you want to exchange rooks, but then you suddenly played the move rook to c8. So we were wondering, was your idea queen d8 with the idea of rook a8?
Yes.
Okay.
In an ideal world, but it wasn't that easy.
Okay, so Queen D1, what's he planning to do?
Well, I was just worried that, well, first of all, he's keeping an eye on my deep one. Okay, so in some positions, my queen cannot just, the plan I want to do is not as straightforward as it looks.
Yeah.
So also I saw there are some possible queen g4 and bishop h6. If my queen should go to d8, for example,
Yeah.
all of a sudden there can be a problem. So my queen needs to stay on the.
But if for instance the queen never gets to g4, is bishop king h8 not just an easy solution?
Oh, well, yes, I did consider that. But still, the question in my mind was, how am I trying to make progress?
Yeah.
You know, how am I trying to make it look? It seemed to me like I have to exchange the rooks. And after exchanging the rooks, that I will now find a way to play the end game. So I was reluctant to exchange the rooks, but then when he played g4,
Let's go to that point.
I started seeing some ghosts. I started
G4.
seeing that it's possible for him to even bring the rook to g3. So I now thought that if his rook is part of an attack and my own rook is on the a file doing nothing, all his pieces are suddenly attacking my king. So I thought that there's no time. I need to just exchange the rooks.
Okay, so here you decided to exchange rooks, h6,
Yes.
knight here,
Yes.
and then g5.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and here I was very worried again, but I just realized that, look, the only important thing is that my knight is foolish on a8. So that knight should just be running back. And then I think that he kind of left me off the hook somehow. I think he just suddenly played not so accurate.
So you felt maybe you should have kept the tension with the
Yeah,
knight
I don't know
on
what
g5.
he can do. Yes, I don't know what he can do, but the way he just allowed my knight to get to f8 and there's no serious threat. Once I saw that, I felt like I should, because I was very worried. I was worried at some point. But once my knight is on f8, I thought that, I cannot be losing here.
Were you
I
considering?
mean, he was setting a trap, of course, that I cannot take on c4. Of course, that was the big idea. But, so that's why you should not play for traps. It was setting the trap because I also wanted to take the c4 pawn. Then I saw, that's not a delicious pawn now.
Were you ever considering maybe moves like bishop e2, bishop h5?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's why my knight wants to come to f6 as fast as possible.
Oh, okay. Preventing those ideas.
Yes.
Okay. So where did you, so that we will not hold you too long, where did you now feel like you were completely winning?
Well, the moment my knight got to f4, I started getting very optimistic.
Okay, when your knight here got to f4.
Yes.
Okay.
I started getting, optimistic.
Wouldn't you?
But I was worried about b6. I thought maybe he can play b6 instead of bishop g4. I don't know if I was just saying ghosts, but I was thinking he could have played
here or where?
No.
On the previous move.
On the previous move, instead of playing bishop g4, he should just play b6. He should give me the pawn.
Okay.
And that is already asking me some funny kind of questions because, okay, what do I want to do?
Do you want to take it or do you want to your queen to stay with your king?
Yes, and then if my queen goes to maybe f7, I was thinking that maybe he could play. Now that I'm looking at it, it's not as bad as what I was worried about.
So you saw many ghosts.
Yeah, I think I was seeing some ghosts, to be honest. I think I was seeing some ghosts. But basically, the fact that my knight is on f4, maybe he can survive, but I'm sure there has to be some strange things he needs to find. And he was getting low on time and,
Okay. All right, so this was, at the end of the game was a bit clean, so you just won. So, well, best of luck in your next round. We'll get...
all right, thank you.
Yeah. All right, so that was FM Abdurrahman showing us his win against the Super Zonal Champion. I am Elect Olisa Tennyson, and luckily for us, we are just having these great men back to back. Now we have the great Kigiha Bomo in the building, FM, showing us how he was able to dismantle the Dutch defense against Akisheye Abiola. This was a game I was trying to delve into, so let me have the great man himself, let me question him, on all the nuances, on all the subtleties of the position. Welcome, FM Bomo.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
So, my first question to you is that do you think you are stronger with your hair or without your hair?
Just decided to keep a new look, If I'm not bald, then why can't I have a hairstyle?
Okay. So very interesting. So let me just quickly, because of how close it is to the next round, and we don't want to hold you too long, so we'll just try to get into the critical moment. So when he played F5, what was your reaction to this?
Yeah, at least at this point, I'm sure he's not going to take on C4. So it gave me some confidence to develop rapidly on the king side.
Okay. So then the next point I was trying to tell the people, I was wondering why you played the move knight F3. I thought usual in this position, if you don't play, if you have the option is to play the move knight H3 with the idea that the knight can come to some great squares on H3. I think that's supposed to. So I was wondering, maybe you had some specific ideas that you were playing for, or did you consider the move knight H3 at all?
No, I didn't consider that in my repertoire. I was only playing to the same way I play in the Catalan. In this kind of position, the Catalan, black will make a couple of moves before it gets in F5 and D5 and all that. So for me, I just wanted to develop rapidly. The F4 square, I reserved it for my bishop.
For your bishop, okay. So so that we won't, we'll quickly delve into knight C3, knight E4, queen B3. If you have any point in time where you want to stop me, please feel free.
Okay. Yeah, I think
okay.
I didn't like the way he went about his development. Probably maybe before bishop B4, maybe after bishop B4 check.
Okay.
Knight C3. Now you should go knight E4.
Okay.
Then when I think after queen B3, maybe he should just play A5 or something.
Okay.
I think his position is better with A5 because removing the queen from the king side causes him a lot of problems.
Okay. So, did you consider the move G5?
Not at this point anymore.
Okay. Why were you not afraid of it at this point anymore?
His bishop is hanging. The bishop is hanging on B4.
Of course. The bishop on B4. I was wondering what was happening there. All right.
So now it's no longer possible to play G5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because your knight and your bishop just cover that square. Okay. But the next moment where I was really confused and I was trying to say that, okay, I would ask the audience, is bishop D6, did it hit you as a surprise? Like, he just willingly gave up, was willing to exchange that square bishops?
Yeah, but in this position, that's my bad bishop, so I'm not afraid to lose it at this point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Were you surprised that he was willing to exchange his own good bishop for your bishop?
But I don't see any good move for him at this point.
No,
after I think that's the only move I saw for him.
Oh, okay. So that means there was something. Okay, there was maybe a tactic on D5 because why bishop E7 or something like that was not a better way to keep the bishop.
Is underdeveloped. Yeah. Any capture on what do you call it, on D5 means he's going to take with the E pawn. Yeah. And I think I'm just better here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of things like take knight
E5.
Please
show us some variations. Show us some moves. Let us see the FM Kung Fu. What move?
What was I thinking of at this point? Maybe pawn takes pawn.
Okay, let me help you then. Pawn takes,
Yeah.
E takes.
And then maybe I'll continue with knight takes knight and knight E5.
Knight takes knight, F5, and then
knight E5.
So maybe he will have to consider king H8 maybe?
King H8, yes.
Okay, because of the tactical idea of maybe bishop E4 or something.
Yeah,
so you can consider king H8. Maybe you can also consider the move queen to B4, trying to exchange queens.
No, of course. Okay, like right now.
Yeah. So that he doesn't have to move his king to H8. Maybe, I don't know. Is that?
Yeah.
And he will not have this bishop E4 tactic.
Bishop E4 tactic. Yeah, but I don't have to exchange.
No. Of course. I'm just saying so that he would.
I can go. Maybe I can go. I can give him some space. Maybe like. I don't know. I just think I'm better.
But here, are you still better? It feels like he's starting to liberate his pieces. His bishop is now not too bad.
Yeah.
And then maybe his knight can go to A6 or D7, depending on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I saw, but I felt the position is equal at every point in time. At any point in time, I can free myself with F3 or something.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay.
I just wanted to play for equal position.
Yeah. So we're really surprised. We thought, okay, Bishop E7 maybe, but Bishop D6 was.
Bishop D6
crazy.
was just, I wasn't expecting it.
But also, we're counter surprised that maybe you didn't just exchange and then go for the dark square. We of course we are not using an engine, so we don't really know. Maybe there were some specific things that were happening.
No, at this point I know that if I take, he can't take the bishop immediately because I have the tactics D takes E6.
Oh, okay. With the idea that you are going to discover with
yes,
E7.
With E7.
Okay.
So his only good capture is this. Then now after knight E5, I have the threat knight takes knight and then knight takes C6.
Knight takes knight and knight takes C6. Okay.
Yeah, winning a pawn, and then he's really exposed in the dark square. So now he has to do something again.
So
he had to let go of
like
the dark squares.
But D5 instead of bishop E5.
There's a fork on D2.
So you don't want to. Okay.
Because nobody likes
we are not going to say that on air. So Queen C2. Okay, knight E6.
Yeah, I think he started playing passively, and I felt maybe he was out of moves. Yeah, from here, I think I'm winning.
From here?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because he had to surrender the dark squares, and he didn't have any good counter attack on them.
Okay, so bishop D2, and then it was just a.
Yeah, I think at some point he had one trick. I didn't actually calculate it.
Where was that?
Queen take one move back. Yeah. So here, maybe after Queen G6, I should have gone King F2.
You should have gone King F2, not King H2.
Yes, maybe King F2.
Okay.
Maybe I think that's better. I don't know.
So why is King H2 not as good?
With King F2, I'm looking at some attacking possibilities with much more later, because I know he's going to find a way to free up his king side. Okay. Because my next plan is that I'll play knight A4, B4, B5, and start an attack on the light squares.
Yeah.
A minority attack on
this side of the board.
Yes.
But why is King F2 better for that than King H2?
So now you see, when I went King H2.
Okay, King H2.
Now with Queen H6, he's threatening to capture on E5. Okay. And there's actually no good move at this point. Yeah.
Okay, so that's
why I now had to go C2. Yeah, maybe it made the game longer, but at the end of the day, the result is all that matters.
Yeah, okay, so you always felt like with this dark square bishop and your superior structure that
I think that was better.
Yeah. Okay, so where did you feel like, okay, it's in the bag now? Where did you finally feel like?
Yeah, from here he surrendered the dark square.
Okay,
after eliminating the E6 knight.
And your knight bishop would get to D6. You were just positionally, it was just a matter of grinding it.
To put more pressure on the dark squares. I think at some point he got frustrated because now I'm threatening to come all out for it.
Okay, and he felt he had to do something radical.
Yeah, so of course. With my bishop on D6, I don't mind even going for pawns now.
Okay, so.
Oh, yes.
And then the minority attack resolved everything. The pressure on the queen side. Okay, so we congratulate you on your victory. Very nice. Akishaya is a formidable opponent. Is one of the people probably you would, that will be rivaling, towards winning the national championship. So it's really nice to just get a victory against him. Yeah. Well, it's we would hope to see more of the full head Bomo in this studio, explaining some moves and positional ideas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being on our show. Best of luck in your next round.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, that's the great FM Bomo, well known for his English lines, just joining us in the studio. All right, it seems like we have most of the games in the male section done. Maybe only the game between, actually it's also over. So everything for this round is over. Let's just quickly go to the female section and just check out the results in the female section. because I believe that we have results everywhere there. So not a surprise in this game. We spent some time looking at this earlier, where Erabo Joy Felix was just blundered a pawn more or less, and she lost the game in short order because Onoja Iyefu was able to convert the position beautifully with the pawns. She was able to convert that position into a victory. So just a nice tactical idea at the end here, rook times, so that if the queen captures, you get another queen, and if you don't capture, that means white is just a piece up, just a piece up. And yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. So this Michael Bridget was able to win against Eunice. Suleiman Azumi won against Samson Peace.
Oh, that's interesting. But there was a point I actually thought Azumi was. No, okay, this is what we're talking about. This.
Yes. We were talking about how exactly she will react to H4, which was one of the moves that we were talking about. So H5 is what she decided on, but after G5, the knight has to go to a horrible square on H7, and the initiative is on the white side. And there is a lot of things happening on this side of the board. So Bishop B6, and just completely crushed from the opening. The king is in the center. You are down material. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's just horrible. I can't tell you lies, folks. It's horrible.
Well, he said he can't.
It is really, really bad. It's really, really bad.
Whoa. There was nothing there.
No. It's just
there was nothing there. Check. Look at the way she triangulated the queen in order to be able to come and pick the rook.
Yeah, that was really beautiful.
That was beautiful, yeah.
So queen here, queen check, knowing that
on the light squares.
Yes, knowing that in fact the king has only all these two moves, so triangulating and then getting the queen to c4. And once the queen is on c4, we are going to get the rook. So black is down some pieces, and her king is still terrible. And the game ended in short order with some checkmate to follow in one move. So that was that. Eunice was able to beat Michael Bridget. We cannot really
wait, what? She did?
Yeah, we cannot really delve into it. Yes, but we were talking about how she gained the excellent e5 square for her knight.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And we're also talking about that maybe the bishop should maneuver to f6. And we'll also try to get the female, the winners in the female section to also join us at some point, in every round.
Yeah, sure.
So here, was able to win a pawn, and the continued pressure.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Can you please put the bishop back? I'm from the check.
Yeah.
Oh, there is nothing she could. Oh, it has to go there first.
But yeah, this already, even if it has to go there first, this diagonal is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Black is just up a whole room.
Oh my god.
Exchange pieces and easily win.
Just make it easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, so that is well, I'm not really sure why Michael Bridges continued this game. It's not really clear what she was aiming for there.
We're probably aiming for a stalemate.
Well, at this level, I believe that
They should just resign.
Yeah. Okay, so that was. We don't know what happened. What happened in the game between Aziza?
Aziza, remember that game that we were talking
Okay,
about?
it seems white won.
This,
Yeah,
this.
because
Can you just go back a little bit and
let's see
a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like we said, I was not really happy with this Queen B6 move by Jessica. I thought that if you are trying to maybe just play D4 and try to capture on E4, because with this move she made and the capture on D5, these central pawns are just moving. They are just moving.
100.
And she maneuvered a knight to D6. Okay. It's an end game. She's able to.
Oops. Oops.
Was that a blunder?
That probably was a blunder because after the knight, rook just went there.
Okay.
And do you know the funniest thing? After the rook,
is trapped.
after the rook,
Because rook.
even if rook f8, there was the bishop e7. Yeah. So, but the interesting part of it is she didn't take immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the interesting part of it.
First of all, improving her pieces to the maximum. That shows
Oh,
class.
that shows class.
That shows class.
Primary 2, primary 3. Yeah, class.
That shows a lot of class. Okay, exchanging pieces and easily grinding the end game into a win.
Just make it easy, simple. Just take it.
And threatening mate.
You don't even
and
have
then
the
the
ti-
rook is trapped.
knight.
The knight is trapped.
No squares. And the
Then you
king
just
has
take-
the luxury of time to take that pawn and pass the pawn and promote it.
This Abdul Salam Azizat really, impressed me.
Very impressive. Very impressive. I remember, did she now impress you as the Fabiano Caruana fan girl?
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
Think, I think Fabiano would be very proud of this.
Of this
this sequence. Yeah, so it's really nice for her joining the elite and showing
showing class.
a really good game.
Our coach and whoever is behind us are doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Kudos to her. I
So-
would like to bring her up in the next. We'll try and bring her up in the next stream.
So I believe this is all we have for this round. We would I'll hand over to the great Chief Wales to conclude our first round.
Well, thank you very much. You guys have been so wonderful joining the stream live and direct. I'm going to give some special shout outs to some people. Mr. The Brave Dave, thank you very much for joining. So far, so good you've been with us. Really, really appreciate you. You've been wonderful. And who else is out there? For those out there, just say hi. Like I said, we'll be able to, give you a special shout out. Thank you very much, guys. Damilari also, thank you very much. Even if we know the brain behind using that username. Anyways, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And before we leave, I'm going to be showing you one small clip, and we'll call it a day thereafter. Again, the tournament is being held at Orchid Lekki Hotel, right here at Orchid Way, Lekki, Aja environs. Yeah, and it has been wonderful being there. So let me see very quickly what I need to bring up out here, which is I believe I'm supposed to bring this. Where are you? Yeah, this to be precise. No, not this. Apologies as regards that. I need to bring something up for everybody to see before we move away from here. Where is it? Where was it now? I've seen it, but I don't know exactly where it is. It's called Day 1 Recap. We just want you guys to see a little bit of what happened yesterday. Yeah, sure. Good. Here we go. And enjoy.